Howdy Neighbors, David here. And today on Boondock Stallions, we're going to be talking about more controversial and divisive horror movies, i.e., Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Now, before we get started, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep pumping out more of these bad boys for you to like or argue with me about on Facebook. Stop arguing with me on Facebook. Do it here in the comments. I don't have the Facebook bots cutting you off after you say mean and ignorant things, but they're funny and they make me laugh. So keep up the good work. Okay, so if ever there was a divisive Halloween movie, this would be the first in a long line of Halloween movies, Rob Zombie. Divisive Halloween movies, Rob Zombie. Halloween 3 takes a lot of crap because John Carpenter had an amazing thought. Let's take away the Michael Myers and Haddonfield aspect of it and do an anthology series, and we'll just tell another story in another Halloween in another city in another place in the world, and it can be its own thing and not have to follow the storyline. And then if we make more, they could be different stories. And everybody hated it because the problem was he should have done that instead of Halloween 2. Now, I love Halloween 2, and I don't want to say anything bad about it, but logistically, ideally, if he wanted to make it an anthology series, he should have done Halloween 3 as Halloween 2 instead of deciding to go back into the Michael Myers well and make that movie. But I mean, it is what it is, and I'm happy with the big old Michael Myers multiverse world that we have. Anyways, everything except for that kung fu thing with Busta Rhymes in Resurrection. I mean, well, actually, if we could just wipe Resurrection completely out of this thing, and oh, no. I just realized this means I'm going to have to watch Resurrection because it is a terrible, terrible, divisive Halloween movie. So I'm going to watch it. Damn it. Anywho, so Halloween 3 is not a bad movie. Like, if I was going to change anything at all, it's that stupid jingle that plays through the whole movie. I mean, it's an important jingle. It is necessary for the entire story that it's there. But I might have written one that was less, shall we say, fucking annoying. It was annoying. I hate that jingle. But other than that, I mean, the movie was solid. It had a good story, it had a good cast. It was 1980s scary. It checked all the boxes there. It had all the right modes. I mean, the idea that the masks were going to go and pretty much kill all those kids was pretty horrific. That was a solid Halloween storyline. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with this entire movie. If anything, like, my question is the end. I know, spoiler alert, but I mean, this movie came out in 1983, 84. So if you have, spoiler alert, whatever. When exactly did Ellie become a robot zombie thing replacement? I say robot, I'm wrong with that. But like, when was Ellie no longer Ellie? Was she always no longer Ellie? Because if she was always under the control of um, the damn Shamrock Corporation, then what was her point? Because had she not gone and bothered this dude about her dead father and drug him into this, everything would have gone according to plan. Everything that the corporation had planned for those Halloween masks would have gone according to plan because this guy would have known absolutely nothing about it. Our main character would have nothing. He would let it go. He'd be a victim of the whole thing. So my question is, why, if Ellie was always under y'all's control, would y'all have done that? Or was she put under their control when they got separated at some point and we just didn't see it, and then she came back to get him in the end, which is, it's fine for an ending, but I would just like to know when exactly Ellie stopped being Ellie, or if Ellie ever existed in the first place. Because if Ellie never actually existed and she was made up just for the sole purpose of spying on our main character, once again, the corporation created their own downfall by creating their own worst enemies. So You guys are stupid. But I mean, if it was a later thing, then yeah, it was a totally good movie, totally solid. I mean, it's not very actiony until you get to the end. It's very 1980s dull, but I mean, all 1980s movies are dull. And you know what? We're going to talk about The Exorcist one day because that's a controversial and divisive horror movie. And I'll tell you why without having to explain myself, but that movie sucks. The Exorcist sucks. The whole thing, front to back, top to bottom, beginning to end, sucks. You hear this? That is a sucking sound from Exorcist, and we'll talk about it about why, which means I also have to sit and watch it again because I don't know. I haven't watched it in like 15 years because it sucked then, and I'm certain it's going to suck again now. But we'll talk about it later on this next week or so. Um, Tonight, I'm going to go and watch episode 2 of season 2 of Chucky because Chucky's back again. Oh man, I was about to burst into Eminem songs. I should stop doing that, really. Um, so I'm really liking episode 1 of Chucky. And no, sorry, wrong review. Halloween 3. Go watch it. Give it another go. And just remember that it doesn't have to do with Michael Myers and shouldn't really. How did, what? Anywho, um, this movie leads into another video I'm doing. Now, this one I'm not going to live stream. I'm going to actually film it and upload it because the Friday the 13th franchise also, like with Halloween, tried to step away from their main storyline and give us a new killer. Um, at the end of Halloween 4, when Tommy Jarvis killed Michael Myers off and he was dead and buried, they had in fact decided to keep I said Michael Myers, Jason dead. And if they'd kept Jason dead, then Tommy Jarvis was going to grow up and become the killer the way we saw him put on the mask at the end of Friday the 13th, part 5, which is the video that I'm talking about. Because part 5 is controversial because, one, it tries to step away from, like I said, Jason Voorhees and his killing and give us a copycat killer and set up Tommy to be the killer in part 6. But it also has a bit of a reputation for being, and I'm going to use the word I heard in the documentary, sleazy, because it was directed by a guy who had also directed some porno. But I mean, like, the movie's fine. I mean, yeah, there's some boobies, but I mean, it's 1980s horror movie. There are boobies everywhere, absolutely everywhere. They're all over 1980s horror. So we're going to talk about that movie. Probably what's today? Today is Wednesday. Call it Sunday. Sunday, that'll be our topic. But until then, be excellent to each other. Watch Halloween 3. Tonight's also going to be Halloween Kills. Oh. And like the meme said, if I hear Evil Dies Tonight just one time in this movie, it's over and I'm going to put a foot through my TV. That's a lie. I'm not going to put a foot through my TV. My TV's awesome. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.